Teaching math conceptually without formulas. That's something that cannot be done in one video. Therefore, I created this channel. Teaching math conceptually without formulas, without the use of academic advanced vocabulary, and without a textbook. That's something I've been doing for quite some time now. And I want to use this channel to show you how you can do, how I do that, and how maybe you can use some of those ideas. So about me, I'm Robert from MathXP. If you have paid attention to my logo, and I would like to apologize if for any reason you think of it as X row. And you know what? It is row. But if you don't know about what I'm talking about, then let's just go with XP. I really like the fact that row looks like P. So therefore, I'm sticking with that. Math XP. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about my XP, my experience. I have a 10-year experience in teaching math. And over that time, I've taught courses ranging from Algebra 1 to Calculus 2. And what's really cool about it for me is that I've spent the last 8 years or so, maybe a little bit more this time, without front loading formulas, vocabulary, like I said, advanced academic vocabulary, and without the use of a textbook. When I tell teachers or friends about this, that I don't use formulas, then they get really confused and they look at me weird. How do you not use formulas in a math class? And I'm going to be honest, it's not that I avoid formulas. Formulas will be seen in this series of videos. You will see me use them, but I'm sorry, you won't see me use them. I will not be using them to teach concepts, but we will arrive at formulas. All right. So it's not like we ignore them altogether. We just don't use them. All right. And more specifically, think of a class that starts with a formula from the first day of class, and they start using that formula until the last day of class. That's not something I will be doing. I will probably be taking a different approach where I start with easy examples, concrete examples, because formulas are very abstract. I would like to reverse that. I like to start with easy examples that lead to more from concrete to more abstract examples that eventually transform into a formula. All right. So I'll show you more of that in that series. If you want to skip this introduction, I would say that maybe you can go ahead and watch the videos right away. That's fine. But I like to say a lot of things that I don't take too much time to emphasize in these videos, so that those videos make sense when you're watching them. That's the reason for creating this introduction video. If you just start watching the videos right now, you might still be able to figure out what's going on, but would like to provide more reasoning for it. So here we go. One more thing before we move on and go to the math, that I know it's something I wanted to fix by today. I just haven't done it. It's my last part of number 1, letter C. And I wanted to apologize just due to the fact that you cannot see my face yet. This is one of the videos where I would have liked to show my face, these introduction videos, and I just don't have don't have everything set up that I need for that yet. So you will see my face at some point soon. And even when I do get that figured out, you won't see it in all the videos, because one of the main reasons I like to keep it about the math. I like to show my face when I think it's a good time, and from time to time, just for fun, you'll see it, but not always. Don't expect that, although it will be happening soon. So like I said, the reason for not going straight to watching math videos at this point is because I want to tell you the reasoning and why when I created this series, or I'm starting to create more and more videos, what's the thinking behind it. All right. So about this channel, what is the intended audience? Because some people might have just left at this point and are watching it and then realize, oh, wait, these videos were not made for me. Okay. So the intended audience is, and in no particular order here, I just wrote some ideas down, prospective or new teachers. And one of the reasons why I separated from math teachers, they can obviously fall in the same category. But when I was going through my teaching credential program and I was getting my bachelor's in math, I wish there would have been some kind of training like what I'm going to show you guys. I had to experiment in my 10 years of experience, learn from other math teachers. A lot of math teachers taught me and gave me really good ideas to use in my classrooms, which I will be sharing with you. But if I had that kind of training my first few years, like my first or second year, rather than discovering it in my third or fourth year, it would have been great. It gave me a better head start. If you're a person in college thinking about becoming a math teacher, this is definitely for you. If you're in your first year of teaching, you're definitely in the right place. And math teachers, I wanted to go and separate these a little bit, because some of us have been teaching for 10 years or longer, and we're used to doing things a certain way. And it's at that point, it's easier to keep doing what you've been doing for all this time than to try and learn something new and challenge yourself, because teaching this way is not easy. So if you're a math teacher and you're looking for something new to try, you're in the right place as well. This channel is for you. Or if you're just looking to see how other teachers are teaching math and just get an idea, the goal is not for you to do everything I'm doing in my videos. If you watch the whole video and only pick up one or two things, I feel like I accomplished my job. Next thing is, you don't necessarily need to be a math teacher to be a part of our audience. If you just are interested in learning conceptually and gradually, of course, conceptually, gradually implies slow, all right? Then you're definitely in a good place. You can still learn from how other math teachers talk about teaching math, definitely. The one thing I would say is that I would recommend that you have some algebra and some pre-algebra experience. Now, it doesn't mean that you're expert at both of them, because if you think, oh, I haven't taken those courses in over 20 years. Some people will say, I haven't taken that in 5 years. I haven't taken that in over 10 years. It doesn't matter. If you've ever been in an algebra class or a pre-algebra and forgot everything about it, you're in the right place. You can still learn from and be part of our audience. And one of the other ones that I thought that, especially during these crazy times that we're living in, is that so many parents and students have been stuck at home, and online learning does make it a little bit difficult, or may have you affected your first year algebra student this year, and you want to do something at home and help them over the summer whenever you have free time. If you're a parent who wants to learn and can learn, this is what I meant to write. I'm correct that if you can't, sorry if my penmanship is not very legible. If you're a parent who wants and can learn from home to help your child, that's you can also be a part of our audience and learn from this. But I would say the main requirement is hopefully you've seen algebra or pre-algebra at some point in your life. All right. So those are the main people who I had in mind when making this channel. Sorry, excuse me if I'm missing somebody else. If you got some help and you were not part of this list, please let me know. And I didn't write these ahead of time because this list is very short. Who is this channel not for? All right. I think I have 1 or 3 things that I wanted to write down. Let's see. For this one, who is this channel not intended? All right. Who's not the intended audience? All right. So like I mentioned earlier, I kind of hinted at it. It's an absolute beginner of algebra. Absolutely. If you're an absolute beginner, you've never seen algebra, you've never taken a pre-algebra course, I'm not going to lie, you may still be able to learn it, but I wouldn't recommend that that's how you get introduced to algebra for the first time, because you will see in some of my videos, I'm talking to teachers, I'm talking to advanced learners sometimes. So if you're an absolute beginner, the only thing that I can recommend is, and it would be okay. So for example, this is what I mean by absolute beginner. If you're a parent and you know your son or daughter's never done algebra, don't just say, hey, watch these videos and learn from it. A suggestion that I would make rather is, here, let's watch these videos together, so that because your son or daughter might be the first time experiencing algebra or pre-algebra ideas, then at least you will be there to answer their questions. I can't answer their questions because I did this ahead of time digitally, okay? So that's how I would recommend that you absolutely don't go into it. If you're an Algebra 1 teacher and you're teaching Algebra 1 students for the first time, please don't tell them, hey, go watch these videos ahead of time and then come and ask me questions. Our recommendation might be, hey, you do some lessons with them similar to what I'm doing and you're seeing in my videos. Maybe you do something similar with them first. And then if you realize that you want to assign more, or you want to assign your students to watch my videos, then hopefully at least they saw it from you. And hopefully you're able to answer the questions that they may still have even from watching my video, okay? So that's what I recommend. Absolutely beginner. Please don't throw them to the deep end of the pool like that, because I do go fast a lot of the times, and because I feel like I'm talking to more advanced people. Okay, next that I wanted to say is, if you wanted to learn this quickly, if you have a test tomorrow and you need help with quadratic equations and vertex form, I'm sorry, you're not going to see it in less than 15 minutes. If you want to learn quickly, this is not the channel for you. All right, there's plenty of channels on YouTube that do that. I have too much competition if my channel was like that. And the last thing is, for someone who wants to be entertained, do you want to just be entertained? If you love math, then you will be entertained, I promise. Entertained. But if you already know you're coming to a channel that you know math is not your favorite subject, and you just want to, I'm gonna make math the most fun thing in the world, that's probably not true, all right? But here's my goal, all right? Not to say that this channel is not entertaining. If you just want to be entertained, then this is not for you. But if you want to be engaged, then you're on this side of the list. My goal is not to make you entertain, or my primary goal is not to entertain you, but rather to engage you. If you just want to be engaged, then welcome, you're part of our audience, all right? So you can see I'm separating these two. All right, so for an absolute beginner, make sure you help them out and then move them to this part of the column, all right? And that's what I would say, because this helps me transition to number 3. All right, who the channel number 2 again was who the channel is for, who it is not for. Number 3 is about the videos. Okay, so again, I want to emphasize that my priority is an educational type of video series, not an entertainment. But again, I do want to emphasize that I'm not looking for entertainment. I'm looking for engagement, and sometimes that means the same. So hopefully, you understand the reason why I want to differentiate the two: engagement. All right. And the good thing is, on my favor, I have the aspect of math as helping me the entertainment factor. So at least I have that on my favor. So I did want to talk about the videos. Some of you might be wondering, why are they too long? Because even when I make them, I ask myself, why were they too long? And two of the main reasons is because we are really exploring here. This is not the type of video, like I said, this is why I would say you're not part of our audience. If you want to learn something in under 10 minutes, this is not how something worth learning does not happen very quickly. So we're really going to explore. And the other analogy that you will hear me use often in this channel is collecting XP. All right. So those are some of the main reasons for me making them long. If you're really exploring, it doesn't matter how long it takes to you if we reach the destination that we were intended. Okay. So that is the main reason for them being so long. All right. And let me tell you how they're structured so that you can use my ideas and understand my videos more. This is why I said I hope you didn't go straight to the videos, because now I'm explaining a little bit more why they're long and why I do things such the way I do. How are the videos structured? This is on average, all right? 1 to 4 problems. There's a few that I made already have 1 through 9 problems, but on average, I would say 1 to 4 each. And they're types of problems. So for example, you see my labeling already, you will see that a lot. There's going to be a 3, 3A, 3B. And sometimes 3B will have 5 or 6 problems, little sub problems within it. They're long because I'm asking math questions that are very key for learning. And not only am I asking them one time, sometimes I take time to write them down and emphasize them in a different color, but I ask it, sometimes I ask the same question over 50 times in the same video. And again, they're long, the videos are long because I explain and provide reason for my approach. Not only am I showing you how I would do it with my students, I'm explaining the reason for that. And sometimes they're long because I'm making other connections. And like I said, it's not that you need to teach everything that you see in my videos. I just feel that if I made my videos shorter, sometimes I would be leaving certain concepts out, or certain discussions, part of the discussion of a concept out, which would not be fair for if you're really looking for full understanding. So like I said, if you watch 30 minutes of my video and only 5 of those minutes really helped you and to learn something new, or saw something that you hadn't seen before or thought about, then I feel like I accomplished my job. Then I'm really grateful if all 30 of the minutes help you out. So let me know in the comments of future videos. And again, I want to make my videos as complete as I can by making them short, as short as I can too. My goal is not to make them long, but if you think that I'm leaving things out and you prefer longer videos, that would be my preference, to make them longer, but I know your time is valuable and I don't want to disrespect it like that. All right, so letter C on number 3 is really try to think about the questions that are being asked in the math video. And I mean the math questions that I ask in these, and try to answer them for yourself. All right, try to think of it as math is not a spectator sport. Math is, you have to get your hands dirty. I don't know if I want to take time to write that right now, but math's not a spectator sport. You have to get yourself involved. Either answer the questions in your head, take out a piece of paper, and pause, rewind, and fast forward is needed. Like I said, if you're really an experienced mathematician, and you know where I'm going with this, you don't have to watch me do 8 examples of the same thing. You can fast forward. I wouldn't say fast forward to the next video, but fast forward a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, until you find something that's more intriguing to you, that probably you haven't seen before. I guarantee you, I think that no matter what level of math you are at this point, unless you're already teaching the way that I'm teaching math, then you will learn something from just watching my videos, even if you don't use it in your classroom or in your math practice. And the last thing I want to point out about the videos is that each video supports prior practice and builds upon it. All right. I think that's one of the main things that I wanted to highlight. Again, I do want to emphasize, if I didn't write it down, that to encourage you to use a piece of paper when the problems get more complex. Don't try to do all the math in your head. There's some of you that are gonna see connections right away, and you try to answer all the work in your head. That's fine if you are keeping track of everything we're doing, but sometimes taking time to write things down reinforces that more. Okay. Um, and if you're a teacher, I always encourage you to come up with your own examples. Don't try and use mine. I mean, although you could, you're more than welcome to, but that would make you a better teacher if you know how to do that. Let me check my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, if you're just here for the math, then go straight ahead. You have everything that I wanted to share with you. Number 4 is just something that a little more personal, but it's not necessary to be able to understand the videos. All right, so have a good practice, and I'll see you in videos. And number 4, if you stuck around for number 4, it's just something to be more about me. So this was probably continuation of number 1. And I wanted to take this time now to say, because you won't be hearing me say it a lot, all right? Or writing it a lot. But I did want to take some time to say, subscribe. You already know the whole deal. If you've watched YouTube before, please watch content and like or comment. I don't really know how many options there are, but I'm gonna write the ones that I thought of, because quite honestly, you won't hear me say this or ask you to do this very much. But if there's a video in which I can do that, since I'm not emphasizing math, I do want to thank you if you do any of these. All right. The main reason is because when you watch my math videos, you will hear me just talk about math or reasons for me doing that, or telling you a math story. But I don't want to ask you to do this very often. If you do, it would be highly appreciated. You know, this is what keeps YouTubers going. So thank you if you do. All right. At this point, just like I told the other people, the other crowd, go ahead and do some practice, collect some XP points, do some exploration. Explore. There we go. All right. Thank you for watching if you made it this far.